Hello everyone, this is teacher Adani. Today I want to share with you about conditional sentences. Do you want to master conditional sentences? I hope you learn from this video. Let's get started. Conditional sentence can be challenging and may take time to learn. To master them, use chain story. What's a chain story first? A chain story is a story that a group of people collects in sequence to continue the story until it becomes an interesting and coherent story. Okay? Chain stories are collaborative narratives where each student adds a new segment or twist to the ongoing story. This time in 21st century, collaborative learning is one of the skills. So you develop your knowledge of language working together with your friends. That's why it's not new. Using chain story is very important for English grammars. Okay? Teachers can use it as a warm-up activity, writing exercise, or collaborative storytelling activities. Because make language learning and teaching fun. Through game, we learn a language more than usual. Okay, let's revise first what conditional sentence covers. How many conditional sentences are there? How do you use them? The structure of conditional sentence. This is a base for chain stories. So that let's see the 5 conditional sentences. The first one is zero conditional. When do we use zero conditional? To talk about things that are always true. Okay, this might be scientifically based. True things are there, facts are there, and in our day-to-day life, we believe commonly some activities or some day-to-day life looks like very true and common understanding between people are there. That's why I took some 2 examples here. The first one is scientific fact. As you know, if you hit ice, it melts. That is generally true. And common understanding, I took one simple example here. If you stood in the rain, you get wet. Everybody believes on that. Okay? So that's why we use always true in simple present tense in both clauses, in the if clause and in the main clause or the result clause. Let's take this example as it is and change the structure of the sentence to make other 4 types of conditional sentences. Let's see type 1. When do you use type 1? To talk about possibilities in the present and future. For example, as I have taken that one, zero conditional, if you stand in the rain, this is simple present tense, you will get wet. The result clause or the main clause is future. Let's see type 2. When do we use type 2? To talk about unlikely present or future situation. Okay, this is unlikely or unreal. Let's see. If you stood in the rain, you would get wet. Here is the structure. Type 3. When do we use type 3? To talk about past situation which didn't happen. The same example with different structure of type 3. If you had stood in the rain, you would have got wet. The fifth type of conditional sentence is useful for advanced learners. Usually, we know there are only 5 types of conditional sentences. This mixed conditional sentence, yes, comes from type 2 and type 3. Some other people may use type 1 and type 2, but officially well-known mixed types are type 2 and type 3. That means that we use half of the part from type 2 and half of the part from type 3 structure. This means 2 different times that work together. When do you use it? To talk about complex hypothetical situations. Let's see mixed one. Past plus present conditional. Like If you had stood in the rain, you would get wet. The next one formed by future and past. If you stood in the rain, you would have got wet. As you have seen here, the if clause part is from type 2, the main clause part or the result clause part is from type 3. Okay, let's see sample examples how to make this chain story based on this structure of conditional sentences. We follow the structure, but practice makes perfect. To master conditional sentence, I suggest using chain stories is very important. Okay, let's see one by one. Here I have 5 students in a group discuss about zero conditional sentence, let's say. So this is my sample example. You can take different example related to zero conditional structure. Possibly in common understanding, we believe such kind of structures are true. Let's see, student 1 says, if I miss the taxi, I'm late for the office. The next student, if I'm late for office, my boss gets angry on me. The next student think about this sequence of the structure and comes up with this idea. If my boss gets angry on me, he marks me as absent. And the fourth student looks at the third one and come up with if he marks me as absent, I miss that day's salary. Oh, the fifth one says like this. If I miss that day's salary, it is not enough to save in a bank. This is sample. You may have different ideas on your mind. Okay, just what I'm suggesting here is use chain story to develop or to master your knowledge of conditional sentences. Let's see type 1. 5 sentences with 5 students. The first student says, if I have free time, we'll go to Haile Resort. The next comes based on this. If we go to Haile Resort, we'll drink highly special tea. The next student, if we drink highly special tea, we can study at night. And the next one, if we study at night, we will get good grades. Oh, the fifth one, if we get good results, will join any department. Okay? The story goes like this. So I took 5 students and 5 sentences. It goes in large group also. Let's see the second type of conditional sentences then. If I won the lottery, I would buy a car. Oh, if I bought a car, I would invite all my friends. The next one. If I invited all my friends, they would prepare lots of food. If they prepare lots of food, we would have a huge feast. If we had a huge feast, we would celebrate all night. All these students follows the idea of the former student and come up with their own ideas to make the type 2 conditional sentences. The same is true in type 3. Student 1. If I had worked harder in my first degree, I would have passed the master's exam. If I had passed the exam, I would have applied for the scholarship. If I had applied for the scholarship, I would have lived in Canada. If I lived in Canada, I would have visited historical places. The fifth comes like this. If I had visited historical places, I would have compared the similarities and difference to my country. Okay? You follow the student, the first student, the second student, keep the structure and come up with related ideas. And you master your conditional sentences, hopefully with this video. The last and advanced learners use mixed conditional sentences, like university students. Student 1. If I had studied harder in school, I would be working at my dream job now. If I were working at my dream job, I would have enjoyed my life more. The next student. If I enjoyed my life more, I would have got more energy to pursue my studies. The next student. if I got more energy to pursue my studies, I would have developed new skills over the years. If I had developed new skills over the years, I could be working in a different field of now. Okay? Just the story goes like this. There is no end for this kind of story until the group covers and until the group finish their ideas. And after this, the teacher may give some comments if it is practically used in the classroom. Otherwise, students can practice this one by their own first. They can try to create stories like this from each of these types and develop their own, and they can master the conditional sentences since sometimes challenging. Look, you have activities here. It's an open-ended kind of story, by the way. Next student may bring different ideas, the other may bring different ideas. It depends, okay? But related to the idea from the first student, okay? Here you have a possible answer for that. Since it is open-ended, you can practice with your friends. Practice makes perfect. For now, thanks a bunch.